Welcome to our first session, our first episode of First Line Secrets, and we will tell you about the name, we will tell you about our special guest, and we love to welcome you to our new podcast, first episode with Teresa.
Yeah, well, actually, with Christoph Eßer and Teresa Puckett, and our very special guest today is Alexandra Diana Eßer. So welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it would be really fun to share the story of how we even picked the name First Line Secrets. And we probably each have a different story, even though we were all together.
Yeah, so the idea was born a long time ago. I mean, not that long, not years, but some, and we always found like excuses and we have to do it like this and this and this. And then we decided just to start. And of course, the first thing you are doing is like, okay, we have to find a name. And I guess it was in the car, right?
Yes, it was in the car as you visited us on or in our wedding week.
Yes.
And we choose in a super like strange moment the name, and it was so funny.
Just appears, yeah. And it was when T, just to make that clear, Alexandra and me are living in Dortmund, Germany, and Teresa is living in Maine, in the US. So, and yeah, we found each other and we are doing business together. Like our brand is Magic Happens Easy. And yeah, we married like 2 months ago. And yeah, she visited us and we were driving in the car and like, yeah, let's find a name for the podcast. And it's all based on like Alexandra Diana's profile in the human design. For those who don't know human design, how can we explain human design in a few sentences without
going too crazy? So
yeah.
Human design is like energetic anatomy. And there's one part of it that's your profile. It's 2 numbers only. And it's sort of like it's a little bit of how you show up in the world. And so Alexandra's profile lines are 1, 3. And so here's the part of the story. Like, I did not remember the car, you guys. I didn't remember that at all. So I remember, I'm not sure if it was your wedding breakfast, but I remember where we were. I remember we were in your kitchen. We were around the dining room table and we're eating. And I don't think it was your wedding day. It was maybe a day before. And Alexandra was telling us this great story about how she had traveled when she was in her 20s. And we were both amazed, right, Christoph? And I can't remember what I asked you, Alexandra, but I asked you, how in the world did you do this? And you looked, and I can still see you. You turned around to me and your eyes were like sparkly and you're like, First Line Secret.
I remember the specific situation. I told you something about notes for my Sweden travel.
Yes.
And then you asked me, where did you bought this? And I said like First Line Secrets. And you thought in the first moment that this is like a store. And I was like, no, it isn't a store. It was like a joke. As I said, like, oh, First Line Secrets, like, oh, it's my secret where I bought this, but it wasn't a joke. It was like just of my experience, what I made. And what worked great, and what is fitting as best for my travel.
Yes. And it just sounded, I was like, First Line Secrets, that is great. It sounds like some magical kind of thing. And then, I don't know, a day or two went by and we're like in the car, I guess, talking about a podcast. And you guys both said, first line secrets. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
what?
Uh,
Yes.
And that's what the first line in this system, human design, is about. They are figuring out like really difficult problems, and they are solving all the problems and go very deep into
Searching,
things.
researching,
Yeah.
experiencing the research. So, and like the 1-3 profile is about like searching, research, experience, and repeat. Searching, research, experience, repeat. So this is like one of the like next first line secret from the first line. So, and that's like why we choose like this name is that all of that what we experience is like really our searching, our experience is what it works best and what is and what happens best in the past and what it happens best right now. And so this was like the birth time from the name of this podcast.
That is amazing. And this is, I don't know if this is going to translate well, but for anybody who's listening from the US, you may know all of the instructions on a bottle of shampoo. Any bottle of shampoo will be, oops, will be lather, rinse, repeat. So it's kind of like that, like search, research, experience, repeat, just this is the rhythm of the first line. And I love that. And I think it's amazing, but it's also very much, I look at it and I'm amazed and I know that it's not me. And I'm so grateful that it's you when we're working together and we're all working together. Because without the first lines, I mean, I don't know, where would we be, right? Because they're the people who are starting that research and starting the whole process that then, the other lines can take and do something with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part for a lot that the first line is the baseline. It's like the foundation where everything starts. It's like it's really the foundation. It's the basement. It's where all of the other parts are based on. And when you look like on a building and you don't have a great foundation, how big can your building be when your basement isn't strong enough to hold everything what is on the side you can see is built up. So, and that's like a next secret that this research process from the first line is so important for all of these other profile lines.
Mm-hmm.
And for the whole process what we are doing, and it's like the same what I'm seeing in our work, that my impact with this searching and researching and this, yeah, we have to be patient, that you need time for your process, you need time to build a foundation, and we have big expectations for our future and for all of them what we want to build up. And this foundation building time is sometimes it's super frustrating because you don't see any results, but to know you need this extreme strong foundation, it's super important.
Yeah, in order to build something that will last too.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes it's like because I'm like the other way around, like I'm in the now, we have to do now, and we have to do now. And I wish I would be more patient as Alexandra is sometimes. And it's helping a lot seeing that much patience, because but this is what the lines are about, or the different types and the lines, like they are completely different. Sometimes you need the now, but Alexandra is like, she sees the whole picture, and she's patient. She knows where we are going, and she knows where the solution is. And yeah, she's patient. This is one part. And it's funny because it's the same like in her work as she's doing. For example, Alexandra is working with a lot with plants, and doing all the stuff with plants, and she's so patient with that. And that's how she's in her work as well. Like, she knows, now I'm seeding it, and I know exactly in 100 years it's growing.
It seems like to us, right?
Yeah. So, and this is like an important part, that she sees the whole picture. So, and in my opinion, that is what patience is, to know where things are going. And that's how trust is built as well,
Yeah.
because you know where things are going. And this is what I love in Alexandra's work. And I mean the work with people. So yeah, and the work as a human design expert. I know you don't like that expression, but she is. She fucking is a human design expert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to use this example for like plants. So I had in my whole life all the time plants, and I had a lot of plants in my life. It was in my childhood, and now I have a big balcony, and I have all the time plants. And I love this, to have plants, and to put my fingers in the soil, and it's like one of my recharging times. So, and that's like one example, but what I know about plants is like the same what I know about human design. And it's really, so for me, what I said all the time is, oh, I don't have that much wisdom or knowing about human design, because it was like, what do I expect for myself, and what is related to others. And of my personal view, it was like, oh, I see how much information's out there, and how much information do I have right now, and do I have this all in my unconscious, or do I have all this knowledge in my conscious, in my conscious mind. So, and I know like more and more that yes, I am an expert in human design, because I studied like for myself for years. So my first connection point with human design was in December 2019. So it's
years.
It's years. So I'm like in the fifth year of using, knowing, searching, and that's like a next thing I'm doing as well, searching and researching time for human design stuff. So, and I'm looking all the time for new stuff. And I was super picky with all the informations that I got, and that's like a big thing. That is like a difference, or a different, or what is different to others who are in contact with human design, because I knew for my whole life that my feeling was, or that 90% of the human beings on this planet are different than me. That was an inside feeling that I had for years. And as I heard for the first time that I'm a manifestor, then it was like, oh, and how many manifestors do we have on this planet? It's like around 9%. And then I was like realizing this, and then it was like, oh, that's it, like the 90% are different than me. Oh, that's interesting.
There's
That's
your confirmation.
yes. So and then I was starting my research, and with every source or information that I got, I was all the time looking for how good describes how good is the description for a manifestor. How good is the description for a 1-3 line? How good is the description for an emotion manifestor? So, and I always took my my feeling and my intuition on, and I was seeing all this information, and then after a time, I had a feeling of, oh, all right, this information source is a great one, and these are not, because I was all the time looking for how good can they describe me.
Yes. And
It
so
was
once you knew that they described you really well, then you could begin to trust the source for other things.
yeah, more and more. So, and I was super picky, really super picky. And I mean, and that's like apart from my first line,
Yeah.
and my super specific view that I can differentiate, like small
Small distinctions.
yeah, to realize, okay, this is right and this is wrong, this is in this way. So, and I have some information sources where I doing my personal research again and again, and where I'm listening to. So, and I got in this whole time a lot of information. So, and I learned this all the time. So, and that's why I built up an expertise in human design, and I connected human design to my wisdom and to my knowledge, what I learned before, because I was all the time looking in these behaviors from people, and I was looking and searching and researching, why is this behavior like this, and why is this behavior like that, and I was all the time looking and and connecting all of these pieces. So, and I got more and more informations for me, but I was all the time looking for like my special tool to connect all of the knowledge in one tool, that I have, like in one tool, in one system, my knowledge or my source combined. So, and that was human design.
Wow. So your whole life you've been doing like the study of, okay, why do people act this way? Why, whatever, and learning about yourself. And then once you found human design, that was the map, the constellation, the context that made sense for you for all of this. Amazing.
Yeah, what I loved about this is because we are all about channeling. And just to let you know, guys, if you don't know the terms, like what is a manifestor, emotional authority, and so on, go on. Perhaps we will link something to that, where our basic informations about human design. It's no problem. So, but what I loved is that, and that's for me the first line secret as well, that there is the connection from wisdom, from like the spiritual source, the spiritual realm, to a system, like, and you know, Alexandra, exactly like as you said, like this is true and this is not true. Like there is no reason, you know, for knowing this. This is a combination of wisdom and like
Knowledge.
yeah, no, like hard facts knowledge. This is what I love, and this is the like a talent from a first line, and that's what I love. That's what we love, or I love the title, like First Line Secrets, as
Yes.
well, which has a double meaning because we named it like, okay, we have one topic for each episode, which we don't know before. We will set it later and say like, I guess it's human design for, or perhaps the first line secret is like Alexandra Diana Eßer's secrets. I don't know. This is the first line. I have no idea. But my question is, Alexandra, of course, I heard a lot of human design and I'm kind of into it. And of course, as my wife, we are talking, you are talking with me a lot of that and discussing. So, but my question is, there are a lot of informations out there, and when people get a reading, for me, my first reading in human design, I felt overwhelmed, and some parts I was like, okay, it's good to know. So are you working all the time with all the information and like putting it to your clients and like, this is who you are and that's it? Or how you're working? What is the process? Because there are a billion informations in your chart, which is like shows you who you are in this system.
So the big thing is I'm like not doing normal readings because for me it isn't helpful just to know like which types you have, which profile you have, which authority, what is about all of these planets, what is about all of these gates who are activated or not. What is about the channel. So there are a lot of informations. Just to get a normal reading, that's definitely not my purpose. It's like, so when you have a question for something, then I'm like making my research behind, and then I'm looking for specific things. So and I can explain you for specific situations why something is great for you, or why
Or a struggle for you.
yeah, or why something isn't working for you.
Yeah.
So and I'm looking like in specific details. So and when you have some informations, I can help you to correct your informations that you have. And what I see is like, where are all of these struggles and what is the real point? Because when we got a lot of informations, we are overloaded and
Yes.
overwhelmed with all of this information. And the thing is like, it's not about all of these informations you have or that you got. It's about what are you doing and what can you do with all of these informations. And that's like the specific point why I'm working different with human design, because when we're speaking about the solution quickie later, then it's like I'm taking a look in your human design chart, and I'm understanding your blueprint, and I see specific things why a situation that you have is like a struggle, or why this is so confusing for you. So, and I see like these little things in your human design chart with my intuition, and I can help you definitely more with my specific connections, because maybe when you see like we're making or creating an example. You have a problem and you see just 5 connections to this problem connected. Then you see, okay, oh, I was looking for this and this and this and this aspect. And all of these are great. But when I ask you something like, oh, how is your connection to? How is your connection to? How is your connection with? What is about this and what is about that? So, and with a lot of questions that I ask you, you got more
More insight.
more insight, and you see like the bigger picture just by my questions that I ask you. And then you see, oh, this one is connected as well, this one is connected as well, this one and this one and this one. So, and then you see more.
Yeah.
And then we can see, oh, these are all connected, and that's the reason why your struggle is
Exactly. That's like a big part of that first line, right? You can see a bigger picture than people who don't have a first line.
Yes. So, and this is why I don't make like normal readings just by saying you who you are. I mean, if this is an important information to know which type you are, then I will tell you this.
Important given your own, like the person, your client's struggle.
Yeah, for you, for the situation, and for the struggle. And that's like my filter that I have is I'm looking for you and your struggle or your problem.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking for, okay, what informations are important to solve this problem.
Yes.
And that's like another connection, what I told you both as you were here with these notes that I was using for my travel in Sweden, because knots are like the same. You have a struggle like a knot, and we all know like a big knot when we have like was ist ein Wollknäuel?
Doesn't matter. And the big knots,
A giant raveled up, tangled up knot.
Yeah. So, and I was all the time in my past fixed of having a big knot where you don't know where's the start and where's the ending point, and where everybody is given up. And I was, oh, give me, please, give me. I love to solve this knot and this problem, because I have the patience. I'm super interested to solve this. And that's like why I don't give normal readings, and I'm just looking for what is important for this situation, because the system and your chart gives me like millions of informations,
Right.
and a lot of them are not important for you right now because it's not a question.
I love that way to work like this, because it made me completely aggressive, because when I made my first reading, I was struggling with something, and then I got a reading and it's like, hey, you have a talent here, you have a talent there, you are like this, you are like that. And I was like, I want to know how to fix my problem.
Right.
I was, and this made me like kind of aggressive, not inside, I was not like yelling at someone, but it made me aggressive because I didn't get the answer. I was like, hey, here's another bunch of knots. Find the answer, because this is you.
Yeah, let me just throw all the ropes at you, all the
Yes.
ropes,
Yeah.
and some of them are knotted.
So, and I love, because we are we want an answer for our questions, for our problems, for our challenges, for our struggles. We want an answer. And this is what I love to do it the other way around, like to have a system, and whatever question you put in, Alexandra is like zooming out
Mhm.
the answer. And this is what I love. I'm sorry. So this is what I really love, this like working the other way around. Like, give me a question,
Yeah.
I will answer it with this system. And this is what I love. This is like genius. Like,
Me too. I love it too. I want to say a word about my first reading or my first readings. It was very similar to yours, Christoph. Although, so I'm a generator, and generators like really love to learn about themselves, right? They're sort of all about, not all about themselves from selfish, but they love to learn about themselves. So I was excited to have the blueprint right in front of me and have this woman tell me these things. But it was almost like she was just, here I use this word, she was almost regurgitating, just repeating what she knew about my defined centers and my open centers. And she said, "Oh, you have an open heart. So, that means you have something to prove." And she was telling me all these things that it meant. And I was like, I, I was really in kind of conflict with it. I was not ready to hear these things. This was not my question. It didn't feel right. And I mean, so I agree. It's way better to come with a problem. You don't go to the doctor's office and say, "Hey, tell me every single thing about my bicep and my ribs and my whatever." No, you go with a problem, and then hopefully they ask you questions and give you a context and help you solve it. And that's what I'm hearing, that how you work, Alexandra. And maybe it's time to, I if we want to say a little bit of something like a little commercial in the middle about Solution Quickie, I think it's probably a good time to do that.
Yeah.
yes. So I like to start with a solution quickie because I love it. It's like, it is the answer for your struggle. It is the answer for your questions or for your question, or let's say the area in your life you are struggling with. And Alexandra, it's like you ask your questions, you ask what your symptom is, because the root cause, most of the time, you don't know yet. You just have a symptom like, I'm struggling with relationship, I'm struggling with business, I'm struggling with family, I'm struggling with self-love, I'm struggling with being a woman, I'm struggling with whatever it is. You can ask, and Alexandra is finding your answer. And I just want to say one more sentence, because only Alexandra is answering the question doesn't mean that you don't get information of yourself. It's like a combination, because you get the answer and you get like, this is because you are a generator, or you have this gate and that channel and whatever. So I love that combination. So this is what the solution quickie is about. And I guess T, you will tell us about the details, or Alexandra has, I don't know. So
Well, the first
does this work?
Yeah, so the first very important detail, the full name, it's, Solution Quickie is like the nickname, but it's really Solution Quickie with Alexandra Diana. Like, yes, it's quick, and yes, it's massively effective, and it is all about Alexandra Diana's ability to do what we've been talking about, to kind of sit back, ask the skillful questions based on what she's hearing about your struggles. And she gets so much information and then only gives you what is relevant for the solution. And in the process, you learn so much about yourself. And there's more I can say, but I want to pass it to Alexandra Diana herself.
Yeah, so one of the big things is definitely that I ask a lot of questions. And Solution Quickie, just from the name here, it's really like to create and to give your solution, and it's in a very short time. And I know that just by asking the right questions, it's like you got a lot of informations, not all from me, but with the right question, or a question open field for you where you're thinking about. And that's like, it's not like about what I'm saying. My feeling is that the biggest part of the solution that you got in the Solution Quickie with me is that I'm asking like a lot of questions, and all of these questions are helping you to see your own solution. So you create your own solution, and the only thing that I'm doing is I'm asking the right questions, and I'm asking and I'm searching and researching for the right aspect. And I know that I annoyed my parents and my family with a lot of questions when I didn't understand something. And I know that for someone who are not willing to see or to look at the root cause, but if you're open to look at your root cause, then all of these questions, what I'm asking for, it's like the biggest help you can ever have, because a question opens your mind, and you got from your unconscious system all of the answers and the informations you need to solve your problem. And Solution Quickie is like, you're telling me your story, your problem, your struggle, and I will ask you so. And just to make like what it's about, how is going on a Solution Quickie, it's like I'm saying it's one session, but I know it's great to have 2 calls. So, and you're booking a session for around 2 hours, and we split it into calls. So, and in the first call we are taking I think it was, T, please help me, 1 hour to 75 minutes.
Yep.
And the second call is around 30 to 54 minutes. So, and to have these 2 calls is like, in the first we are open. We open your system for all the answers that you need to solve your problem. And I will ask you in this first session a lot of a lot of questions who is about of your problem, and then you can integrate, and you can reflect on all of the things who are coming up. And in the second call, I can make I can ask you some questions again, who are coming up in the time between, to clarify more things.
Yeah, so that it's about 10 days or 2 weeks or so in between those 2 sessions. And so that's a great amount of time for your clients to do some practice with the solution, practice things a little different way, and come in with questions, right, for the second session.
Oh yes. So, and because English is not my mother language, so I learned it in school, and then I learned a lot of English in all of our calls, T. So, and what we choose is that, T, you will join me in these calls. So if you book a Solution Quickie with me, T will join us, and T will help us to understand us, and maybe to translate. I mean, it's of course I will speak in English, but just to translate some things that I say, or that you say, and to have clear that we both understand what we are talking about.
Yeah, just making sure everybody is getting everything that they want, and everybody's on the same page, so to speak. But I love it, because I always learn so much from you on all of our calls. It's great.
Yeah, and just to let you know, I mean, I learned or I met T for our first time as you visited us. And T, what you have is a super special nurturing energy that I don't have. So, and I love to have your energy in these calls too, because this is super helpful, because some of my thoughts and my questions and my energy is like I'm focused, and I'm like closed, and I'm just what it's about, and it's kind of, or it feels sometimes like that I'm not warm or heartful, or
Right. Yeah, so those questions can be they could feel like maybe a little invasive. And so by having the combination of our energies, it's a really beautiful space that's open, and so like it's almost like negative pressure. There's no pressure at all. And it's almost like the negative pressure helps things loosen up, so that you feel very, very free to share, and things can come up that maybe you've never been aware of. So
yeah, and one thing that is super important for me, because I know this for myself, and I know how important this is for everybody, is to have a safe space. And to explain, a safe space means for me that we have a space where you can speak, or you can talk about every struggle, everything, whatever is coming up, everything what wants to shown up. It's a place where you can share this, and to have a space where you can share everything. It's the first place where healing can start. And this is like my personal thing, and that's like one of my biggest things, to create a space, a room, a session, what is so safe for you, that everything can come up, what wants to be come up.
yes, what's ready to come up. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I want to say that speaking about this space, it's like, it's 2 sessions, but the truth is you are for 2 weeks in this energy of Alexandra Diana and T. And I know today it's about Alexandra Diana because she's our special guest, and we will talk about our gifts as well, because T is amazing as well. But today it's all about Alexandra Diana. And so what I want to say is that, first of all, there is this space for 2 weeks where you are in the energy of Alexandra Diana, and it's for 2 weeks. It's a deep process, and because you didn't mention it, especially Alexandra works especially with women, every area you can imagine. So there is no, how do you say that? No taboo.
Yes,
Or
nothing is taboo. No, nothing needs to
so
be in the dark.
feel free as a woman, and even I'm sitting here as a man. I know that you two and Alexandra in this solution quickie with Alexandra Diana is creating a warm space. Even you say like you are not warm, that's not true. but you are kind of focused to deliver the best solution
Amen.
for women you are working with. So this is what the
Definitely.
truth is. And
Yeah. No, this is for you.
exactly.
This is for you, sweetheart.
Exactly.
That's
Don't
so
do a
great.
solution quickie with me when you are, if you are a woman. If you are a
It'll be
woman,
really
don't do
quick,
it.
really, really quick.
Yes, don't do it. Don't do it. It's gonna be hard.
So yeah, definitely. So I know that that I'm creating a warm, safe space, and definitely 100% sure. But just to name this, because I know that when I'm focused on something, I'm looking so serious that
Yeah.
there is a problem where no problem is, but just of my view that I'm focused on, and I'm looking like in the air for creating or reflecting, and to see where all this where solution is, and where's the missing piece. And then I'm looking super serious, and I'm just looking in the air to find the next question, or to find the answer, or to find the connection. And just to name this before you're surprised of some of my reaction.
Right. The intensity, like you bring in intensity, right?
Yeah, definitely. So and that's another thing. I bring a lot of intensity and a lot of focus. Because normally my status, I'm super observing, I'm passive, I'm reflecting, but at some points I'm so focused where what is that, like, not normal, but it's so helpful to see. And I mean, you know this, I think you both know this from me.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt you, but I remember a million times when we were discussing, the three of us, about business stuff, and T and me were like discussing, and we are talking and
Yeah.
back
Back and forth. Yes, yes, yes.
and we were and Alexandra was sitting there, and I was like, is she still
Is she present with us? Is she here?
present,
Yeah.
or is she asleep? Felt she asleep? And then she's like, guys, it's about this. And we are like, hey, yeah, that's true. And then it's over, solved.
Yeah. No
And the
need to
only
talk about
question
it
was like,
anymore.
hey, yeah, hey, why didn't you say that earlier? So that our discussion is not that. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
but
But this is how it's working.
yeah, and I need the discussion to see these aspects, and to see what is what's about, and what's the topic, and what's the real topic, and in this big discussion, it's like the same when you're in front of us, and you're telling us your story, like you're not, and I'm looking for, and I'm understanding where is the solution, where's the first point we can step in, and making like the first
The first connections, adjustments. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So definitely.
Yeah, that's why the questions are. I know that questions. And I
Yes.
love and hate them, because they feel sometimes kind of challenging, but they are super helpful. And that's why, like, me thinking about the questions, me speaking about the questions Alexandra asks, is creating something where Alexandra can see, and she told me, like, she can see what's going on there, and she's looking and looking for the root cause, and suddenly it's there, and I love that. I have another question.
Please.
To make a solution quickie with
Yes.
you, what do you need? What do we need? Like, what information do you need? Like, is it like nothing, or is it what information? I know it from astrology. it's your birth date is important, your birth time, or what? So what do we need?
So I need your correct birth dates. That means your birth date, your birth time, your correct birth time, with the correct minute where you're
Yes.
born. It's super important, and the place you born. You're born.
Right. Yeah, the place where you were born, exactly. Those three pieces of data, time, place, and date, but time to the minute for sure.
Yes.
So, and what do I do if I don't know it? I don't know. Let's say I don't know my birth time. I know my
Correct
birth
time.
date, but the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
But perhaps I don't know my birth time.
We are working with two special guys who can make birth time rectification, and that's based on astrology. I think so, and you can or you can you got a link from us where you can book by them a session for the correct birth time.
Right.
Because the correct birth time is super important, because some aspects in your chart are changing after 6 minutes. So, and this is why it's super important to have this, because I looked at my birth in my chart as well, and I see a big difference when I go just 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
That important aspects are changing. So the right birth time is super important. And what I need or what I like is to have like a topic when what is our call about. And I don't need all the aspects, but just to have like the main topic. Then I can see and I can look in a different perspective for what informations I'm looking for.
Right, right. So you can come a little bit, feeling somewhat prepared instead of starting at the very beginning, at the beginning of the first call, right?
Yes.
So
in the moment you give me some informations, I have time before that I can see, okay, what it's about, and I can make like my personal research. And
Yes.
you got my first view, and then we are connecting, and then I will ask you, and you will tell me a lot of things, and hopefully personal things.
Yes, you will say a lot of things.
Yes, and one thing that is super important that I clarified with T is that your struggles are definitely personal struggles. It's not like relationship struggles. It's like, what is your struggle that's important, your personal problems, and not and no problems who are related to someone else. Like in your relationship, you wish that your partner is doing like this and this and that. Then we are speaking about a different product and not about the solution for you.
But just to make it clear, relationship could be a topic as well, but it's only about the person.
The personal
okay.
topic in the relationship, like, oh, I'm feeling like this and this and this.
Yeah.
Then this could be a topic or for your work or your career or whatever. But definitely your personal thing, a personal thing where you struggled a lot of time with, and you don't come over a specific point, and you missed all the time the breakthrough that you're going forward.
Yeah, so a repeating struggle, you're having, it feels like sort of the same repeating struggle, maybe in different areas of your life, or maybe it's even getting worse. And it could be that you have a struggle, I mean, with your mother, with your sister, with your whatever, but as long as it's you're not trying to change someone else. You're just, you have a challenge of your own in dealing with whoever it is. That's perfect for the solution quickie with Alexandra Diana, but not if it's, you know, the actual relationship itself that you're looking at, right?
Yeah, so relationship is another program for us where we are both in. So Christoph and me.
Yeah.
But solution quickie is definitely your personal part. And
Yeah.
this is, I think, a big part just to know.
Excellent.
And we will put, yeah, please.
I was going to say the same thing. Exactly. We'll have
Okay.
all the information in the description below.
In the
so
description.
you can, so you can go there and book.
Okay, so and I want to speak a little bit about, so this is solution quickie. I hope it was not too long, guys, but I guess it was interesting and there was some great information in it. And I want to get back to one information, Alexandra, because you said like, yeah, sometimes it seems like I'm cold and whatever. So our topic, our first line today is perhaps human design. And we spoke about the different types, and you said that you are a manifester. And please tell us, what is it about with these seeming to be cold and manifestors? Like, I know that it has to do something with the aura, but perhaps you can say something about that.
You mean the aura and manifestors in general?
Yes.
So why is this like cold feeling from the outside? It's for which reason manifestors are here. Manifestors have a lot of energy for initiations, and manifestors can create a way where no ways are. Manifestors can create new ways. Manifestors here for innovations, for new things, for like a revolution, but not like the classic way. It's more of, we can see the world in what it could be in the future. And this closed aura is like a security system for ourselves that we are not that much impressed from others. So it's a security and the
Protection,
and the protection around us, where what is helping us, because when like someone else is speaking with like a boss and is saying like, oh, we have to change this system in our work, we have to change this, the boss is saying, no, we don't need, no, we don't need, no, we don't need. And the most of us, like generators, are so open and so connected that this Widerstand,
wow.
Like a denial, the big no.
Yeah, that they agree with the.
Oh yeah, they're attached
with
to
the
agreement.
Resistance.
Okay.
They agree with the resistance.
So, and this resistance can be super hurting and hurtful. And for manifestors, it's like we don't care that much. We can feel a lot of things, but we are not that much connected to this outside world. And because of this not that much connection to this outside world, we can create new things, we can create innovations where nobody can think on it.
I have a question. Would it be fair to say that a manifestor is not as invested in how the person feels right in front of them? They know what they know. They're not going to change it based on how everybody feels. Is that kind of what you're saying?
We feel and definitely it's important to know where the people are around us, but we are more, or we have more capabilities to create a new way where nowhere is. So and with this we can say closed aura or repelling aura. It's like our protection field, where we can go like deep in the jungle, or like deep in the jungle, and to create a way, or
Yeah.
I guess I have a good expression for that, because I guess as a manifestor, you feel very well the other feelings in the other person, because that's why you initiate new ways. You see the need of something else, but you are not disturbed by the feelings or the meanings or the thoughts or opinions of others. It's like, I know exactly what I see, and know exactly what is needed, and I go for it. Whatever everyone else says, I don't care. Like I care about the people, but I don't care about the opinion, because they don't see what is needed. And I know, and that's why I'm going.
Yeah, and maybe you, I mean, I know this from you, Christoph, and I know this from me, that we are super sensitive. Definitely, we are super sensitive. We feel a lot of pain or stress or emotions in others. We feel this, but, and this is like a big thing, we don't care about the reaction when we going in one direction. We feel you, but we don't care, and it's not coming that much in.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
of we need which transformation needs
Yes.
this situation.
That was such a generator question to ask, right? Like, so you're not invested? No, we're totally invested, and that's why we're doing it. But we are not disturbed. We are not caring in that same way as the generator. Ooh.
Yeah, and we see, and what we know too is that we don't we as manifestors, like as non-sacrals, we don't have that much energy to do some systems or strategies again and again and again and again and again and again. We don't, constantly. We don't have that much energy. And when there's something where it's like super wrong or super anstrengend, what is exhausting, then we can create, just by seeing this, that we need an innovation that makes your life easier and that transform your life, that it's easier. And we know that in every transformational or transforming situation, we need someone who is super clear and strong in one direction, where a lot of people are, no, we don't need this transformation. We don't change our system. We did this our whole career life, and it works for the whole time. And why we should change a running system? And on one side, we can definitely say never change the running system. Yes, of course. But when a manifestor is seeing, like, how can we change a system that is more supporting the workers or the clients or whatever, then we are so much in focus, and we are that much clear that we can say, okay, we need this transformation, and it doesn't matter what is left, what is right, and it doesn't matter, and I don't care what are your personal struggles with when we need this change. And yes,
Right.
of course, when you say, oh, I have this problem with this changing, can we make like some changes in this direction? Yes, of course, definitely. We can change some settings, but to have this close, repelling, strong aura, this like cold from the outside, it's like we are here for creating new ways, creating new things and new stuff and new innovation, and it only works, and it only can work when we are or by our a protection space,
Yeah.
that we are so strong.
Yeah,
And
I
that's,
think of it as like a bowling ball, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
going to stop. It's going.
and from the outside, it definitely looks like, oh, we are cold, we are not social, we are Einzelgänger, we are going alone, or the lone wolf, or whatever.
Right.
On one hand, definitely we are. And on the other hand, it's like we are creating something new, what the world doesn't see.
Right.
And by the way, this is the reason why I don't want to get deep into it again, but this is the reason why the solution quickie is a quick solution for you. You know, I remember Alexandra doing some work, and someone was working, for example, with had a lot of sessions with a psychologist and with other person and whatever. And then it was Alexandra going like right into the root cause, boom, gone, you know? And that is what I love, that there is no need to have this hurtful road.
Process.
Yeah, to have this hurtful processes. It could be like over, like in one session, and it's possible, and that's
The power.
that's the power, like once real power and not disturbed by whatever.
Mhm.
This is what you need, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah. It's not disturbed and not distracted too, right? Not distracted.
Yeah.
I love that. That might be a great point to really end on. And
Yeah.
I think this has been a great first session. I know you have something else to share.
Yeah, and I would just want to add something, that definitely if you have some psychological problems, definitely contact your doctor, because I don't have a medicine background, but
Right.
that's one part, and we are talking about my experiences, our experiences, and one sentence for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm so excited that we were all three here for this first episode of First Line Secrets, and look forward to seeing everybody back here next time.
Yes, and if you like it, please share it. And how do you call that in
Subscribe.
Subscribe? Thank you. And
Yes.
subscribe if you like it. And if you don't like it, share it anyway, because why should other people have a better life than you? No, I'm just kidding. So if you like it, share it. We love that because we just started. So
Excellent.
bye and see you next time.
See you
Bye.
next time.